astrology, and other divinatory arts are not a replacement or substitute for physical or psychiatric health care. If this is an emergency situation or you are in crisis, please do not defer your wellness to readings or horoscopes. Seek situation-appropriate, qualified assistance instead. Hi there, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your monthly astrological forecast for December 2022. Just a quick reminder, if you ever want to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in the down bar below. And of course, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment even, because any channel you engage with or any content you engage with grows. So what is going on when it comes to your December? Well, we've got some leftover energy from November that's going to be with us pretty much all the way up until mid-January, and that, of course, is Mars retrograde in Gemini. So Mars is retrograde in your 11th house of friendships and social networking, your platonic support system, the guys, the girls, your fellows, as well as your loftiest goals and ambitions. Wherever Mars goes retrograde, this part of the chart is put under construction. There's a lot of demolition, there's a lot of renovation, diminished activity, dismantling, and taking pieces off the board. However, in the 11th house of friendships and social networking, this is about cleaning up your social life. This is about a lot of opportunities for you Leo people to transform what you call your support system, to migrate yourself and those that are true blue into better spaces, better, more harmonious friendships, group dynamics, as well as collaborations that are going to help everybody flourish in this lifetime. Mars retrograde, though, does put pressure on the cracks that may already be there in unhealthy associations. Now, a lot of this, again, is focusing on the platonic, the guys, the girls, the fellows. And so you may find that a lot of people are also coming up for their last chance, as it were. This is also a time where enemies and adversaries that have been hiding in plain sight may be revealed, but also removed at the same time. And so you may be in for a few wake-up calls, especially when it comes to your social life and your network. But it's important that we do see this and allow this renovation project, as it were, of your entire social life to do its work, because by the time we get to January and Mars retrograde is all done, we are better off for it. In week 1, we've got the Sun, Venus, and Mercury in Sagittarius all at once, a triple blessing. Your 5th house of love, creativity, romance, recreation, as well as parenthood and your relationships with your kids. With the Sun in this part of your chart, bringing that attention, enhancement, support, and growth, we are seeing this big focus on a lot of you Leo people getting a chance to become better friends with romantic partners, better friends with your kids. And this is kind of setting up an opportunity for new long-term health, new long-term joy, pleasure, and recreation for all involved, right? It's the friendship aspect of all relationships that decides whether or not it lasts the test of time. And every once in a while, we want to bring in new bonding activities, more of that fun, levity, and wholesome simplicity that comes from the Sun, so that we can keep that strong friendship going. And of course, that's crucial because no relationship, whether it's platonic, romantic, or one with our kids, lasts if we get reduced to maybe a routine, a rut, or anything that is just kind of reducing us to a function, right? We want to be able to be good, strong friends with these people. And the Sun is bringing in not only a lot of that for those of you who already have these relationships, but romantic partner opportunities for those of you who are single or available that are also going to have that best friend energy to them. Venus is also bringing in a very sweet honeymoon phase for all of you Leo people. And this is a time where you are reinvigorating a lot of your romantic relationships. We talk about the honeymoon phase. Yeah, we're going back and getting a chance to be kids together again. And for, any kind of creative or recreational pursuits that you may have during this time, Venus is also popularizing a lot of your artistic talents or anything that you are looking to debut or showcase. Mercury is opening up new lines of communication and opportunities to create a stronger intellectual rapport with our kids, helping us to, of course, better understand each other, and also allow us to create a new open door policy, right? Build more trust in these relationships as well. So all in all, a beautiful start to the month. After we get into the second week of the month, we've got Mercury and Venus moving on from here into Capricorn, your sixth house of work, your reputation, your schedule, the teams that you're on, as well as the services and products that you offer to the world, however you define those. And with Mercury here, you are starting to see that you are getting set apart in a good way. Some kind of service that you offer to your workforce, or maybe through your business to your community, some kind of product that you're putting out there is really catching fire in terms of becoming a lot more popular. We already have a bit of help from Venus in week 1 with that. But now it's really starting to spread like wildfire, and you are noticing that it's speeding up the rate with which you are accumulating positive attention as well as wealth. And Venus here is going to be bringing you an opportunity to make a great deal more wealth through your work without necessarily having to do more work. This is a time where growth opportunities are abundant. A lot of you may find that you're not necessarily maybe jumping a title or getting promotion, but you're certainly reaping the rewards, the responsibilities, and the profits that would come from one. And that's a big theme for the duration of December. We've got a full moon in Gemini taking place on the 7th of the month. This is that 11th house of friendships and social networking. And a full moon is all about culminations, transitions, and endings. And in the 2 weeks following the 7th of the month, a friend, maybe two, or an entire community may not necessarily be making the cut that we are experiencing, or the tryouts that we're experiencing through the Mars retrograde experience. This can sometimes indicate a parting of ways or a release of a friendship or an association. However, I do want to remind everybody that with a full moon in the 11th house, more often than not, this has been something that's been a long time coming. And you may have seen this coming for this person. You know, it could be that a friend was already on thin ice and he just had to push it. Or there was somebody who has a history of backstabbing or gossiping and she just takes it too far. Either way, with a full moon in the 11th house during this period, you may find that it's time to start clipping a few people from your roster. Week 3, we've got Jupiter entering Aries, your 9th house of higher education, government legal proceedings, travel, as well as culture, your reach, popularity, and maybe even your spiritual path and practice for those of you who are practitioners. Now with Jupiter in the 9th house, Jupiter being the planet of wealth, novelty, expansion, growth, and prosperity, a lot of you Leo people are getting pushed to leave your bubble, leave your comfort zone, because allies, resources, and of course, wealth are coming to you from outside of your comfort zone, from very foreign spaces, outside of what you consider to be familiar, and lifting you up and out of a lot of ruts or stuck spaces that you have been in. This is something that is going on from the 20th of December all the way up through the 23rd, the 20th of December through May 2023. And a lot of you are going to find that this is bringing in a 15 minutes of fame experience for you. You're going to be having a very jet set kind of 2023, especially in the first half. You may be finding there are some huge wins for you professionally and financially because the mold is getting broken in your industry or in your field. And you are also getting incentivized to bone up on your education and your training because there's a sensibility shift going on with what you are putting out there and a way to make it not only a lot more lucrative, but a lot more personally and spiritually fulfilling to you. We also have the sun moving on into Capricorn, that 6th house of work, reputation, schedule, teams, and services, on the 21st of the month, and this is going to be here up until week 3 of January 2023. With the sun here, we are getting more value for what we contribute to our market, to the workforce. But we are also seeing with the sun a lot of shadows, a lot of maybe unhealthy influences or toxic trends starting to be purged and eliminated from our office, from our teams, or maybe from our entire industry. With the sun here, there's a focus on lifting up that which is true blue while purging out anything that would be bringing in the toxic, sustaining the toxic, or riling up the toxic, as it were, in your work communities. This is also a time with the sun where a lot of you are finding that there is more value being given to you than maybe you've been used to for your position or for what you are doing for the world. There's a new appreciation. We also have a new moon in this part of your chart on the 23rd of the month. And in the 2 weeks following the 23rd of December, we have a new role, a new job, or some kind of new service that you are being offered an opportunity to take part in. This is about seed planting new beginnings and new long-term commitments. And this new moon is helping you to change a professional, artistic, or work trajectory into something where you're not only getting a chance to drum up better business for yourself, but also change the name you have made for yourself. Finally, for week 4, we've got Mercury turning retrograde in this part of your chart, and Mercury will be retrograde from the 29th of December, so it's really not about December, it's really more about January. It's going to be retrograde from the 29th of December all the way up through the 18th of January 2023. And this is about reversals, reviews, retrievals, and reevaluations. Now, Mercury retrograde in the 6th house can create a lot of chaos, but it's constructive chaos, if I'm, being perfectly honest, because this is about reversing a lot of norms or a lot of trends that have maybe been popularized or amplified in your workforce, in your industry, or in your field in recent history, and taking them back to a time where they were healthier and where they were a lot more stable and a lot more sustainable for everybody involved. This is a reformation. And a lot of people that you may know in your career or in your industry may not necessarily handle this very well, especially if they were succeeding due to what was toxic or what was unhealthy or imbalanced. This is also, however, over time for a lot of you to retrieve a lot of opportunities and a lot of money from the past that you didn't know you were missing out on. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you can go on into my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.